When you want to remember the school you attended, and when your eyes are closed, it takes about just a moment to remember it, doesn't it? An image forms in our brains right away, but our eyes are closed. When we look at the view for a while and then subsequently close our eyes, we can again see that image in our minds when we want to recall it. But again our eyes are closed. Although it is not our eyes that are doing the scene, and although there is no image of a school in front of us, this image still exists in our minds in almost the exact same form. The production of an image in the mind, despite the lack of an eye to perceive it, is evidence that the perceiver is something different than the eye, and something not dependent on matter. It is the soul, created by our Almighty Lord to be independent of matter, that does the perceiving. Dreams are very good examples to understand this fact more clearly. Events, space, people, feeling, and three-dimensionality are all the same in dreams as they are in this world. It is almost impossible to be convinced that these are not real when one is dreaming. But in this presentation, I want to underline one important point regarding dreaming. You do not have any direct experience of any element of the outside world when dreaming. The world you experience at that moment is generally different from the life you regard as real life. For instance, one may suffer pain in dream, so much so that if you sleep while you are running over grass, you may see that you have cut your knee. You try to staunch the bleeding and feel the pain from your knee with perfect clarity, yet no such thing has happened as you lie in bed. You feel the pain in the real sense, but no injury has occurred to your body. But how is it you feel the pain of an injury that does not actually exist in just the same as in reality? How is it that, despite being asleep in your bed at home, you can run for hours over boundless expanses of land, and why those hours are in fact only minutes? If you are not actually in that environment, then what is the power that shows you these things and causes you to feel them as if they were real? It is, of course, our Almighty Lord who causes you to feel these things in that way, and who keeps the soul under His constant supervision. In the same way that God creates a perfectly clear and beautiful world in our minds in this world, so He can very definitely create an equally clear and perfect world in our dreams. There is no doubt that this is very easy for Him. Our Lord has created the same natural causes for the real world and for dreams, electrical signals. The things we think we see actually stem from electrical signals as they do in dreams. Although both have the same cause, and although both are created in our minds, you still think that dreams are not real, but that this world is. The fact is, however, that they are essentially the same. Both are illusions. Finally, this makes one fact perfectly obvious. The way this world is created is the same as dreaming. Therefore, the images you see in this world are created as illusions for you, just as in dreams. But Allah creates them all in your mind. It is therefore impossible to maintain that something we see is the same as the original on the outside. It exists only in a world that Allah creates for us in our minds.